Okay, we're going to try and make a little more progress today on this AC/DC. So I started by removing the gate that was here and the little plastic that was there. Remove that bulb. And that's, I think, about all the stuff I'm going to remove from the Playfield. That should be enough to give it a good cleaning. If I find I need to remove more, then I shall. Probably start by tightening all of these 1/4-inch posts here. Put the 1/4-inch wrench on all these little guys and make sure everything's nice and tight. And then I guess I will bust out the cleaning tools, which will be mostly magic eraser and some rubbing alcohol. And yeah, that'll be the majority of what I'm going to do. I'll definitely have to give these targets a good cleaning. Look at those. So they're nice and straight, actually. I just moved the T over. The end looks like I need to get that over a little bit more, though. Now that's not going to stay forever because I believe those switches are all riveted. So you can't tighten the switch stacks together. It's just rivet. But that's nice and straight, and that should last for a bunch of games. And I'm still working on getting a lightning bolt for here. I can order the set from Marco if I need to, but I'm trying to find someone with just a single one, because people like to replace these lightning bolts with LED versions, and I know there's a lot of these original ones lying around that aren't being used. So got a lead on one, but I kind of need an answer soon because I got Marco order coming tomorrow. Corey's going to be doing a Marco order, so I need an answer, man. Shit, yeah, I didn't add that to my order yet, so I'll have to hope to hear from someone today. Otherwise, I'll just pull the trigger and order. It's just the 3 plastic pieces for $16.99 US and then I'll have to see if Kevin will be nice enough to rivet the plastic onto the metal bracket for me. Okay, so I have to pop out shortly to just go do an errand, and then I'm going to go to town on this, and then I will show you how it's coming along. Okay, so I'm back, and I just started on this again, tightening up the posts and giving a little sample test clean. In the background, I'm listening to my buddy Dan Bitterlich shout out his fairly new podcast called Vancouver Island Podcast VIP. So if you want some Canadian podcast action, check him out. And also, let's check out Angus's face. I did a right half has been done and left half is original. So you can see the difference. Not so much in the dark areas, but more in the lighter areas. But definitely gonna clean up pretty well. And I did a little sample spot right here. That was the part of the blackest area. It's still got more to go, but these tight, awkward spaces take a little extra time. But so cleaning up nicely there. And then I did a little sample up top too. You can see the ball track here. I kind of stopped it about there. And then you can see the filth here. And then this basically kind of area here I cleaned up. And you can really see that it should polish up real nice. It's just going to take a lot of scrubbing and rubbing, and I'll be at this for, I don't know, like if I want to, I think probably a solid hour to 2 hours to really get every nook and cranny. You know, it'd be nice to be able to remove some of these wire guides, but the problem is they're bolted underneath, so it makes it a little more challenging. So just gonna have to work around and try not to cut myself up. Maybe I'm gonna put on gloves for that, because these areas get sharp, and once you're in there you can really slice and dice up the fingies, so I gotta be cautious of that. So I'm gonna give this a good go over and then I'll report back. Okay, making some progress here. I've removed the apron. There's a few things to note. First of all, no surprise whatsoever, but the welds on the ball eject weldment are both shot. So I'm gonna probably see if my buddy Kevin can hook me up with a fix there. And I think he's done one for me before, so I think it was on Harley Davidson actually. Okay, second thing to note, I realized when cleaning up this area that the edge of this weldment here for the ball trough actually was sharp and kind of catchy. So I took a Dremel to that and smoothed it out. That way it won't scuff up the new shiny balls when I put them in. So now it's nice and smooth and no edges. So that will save some wear and tear. Shooter lane is meh. Putting art so close to the edges of the shooter lane, probably not a good idea. I can touch up the black, which I probably will do, just spruce it up a little bit. But all in all, I'll give you a little tour here. I've done basically the bottom third of the playfield. That glare is my light that's on top of the machine to illuminate things as lights do. Okay, so yeah, it's cleaning up pretty nice. So I noticed another couple wear spots. Where were they? There's a little nick here by the by the rollover lane. And there was one little nick somewhere else. Where did that go? Oh, here it is. This little tiny guy right there. I'm just wearing these rubber gloves so that my hands don't die from rubbing alcohol. And then obviously we got this guy here and then the big glaring one. I can do some touch-ups and see if I can remedy that. Oh look, here's another little baby one. Yep. I wonder if the edge on the trough is caused balls to get nicked, and that's part of the reason this playfield is beat up, because I made a post on Pinball Enthusiast group on Facebook about, what's the most amount of plays you've seen on a newer Stern machine, and people are saying 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90,000, and in a lot of the cases, the playfields were still in good condition, so maybe this was some sketchy balls that caused that. Okay, yeah, so, oh yeah, the other thing is the targets are cleaning up nicely. Rack, TNT, and let's see, I haven't put a good light on these yet. Yeah, that's looking good. That is looking good. So I don't have to change all those decals, which is nice. And I think that is about it so far. But yeah, making good work. But you can see here's like an area I haven't done yet. These track lines. Yeah, it's cleaning up nice. It's just too bad for the playfield chips. That's the biggest downfall to this game, but I'll make the best out of it. Alright, time for the upper half of the playfield. Okay, so throw the machine into coil test, put it on Canon motor, and then hit the start button. And then you can move the motor out of the way so you can clean underneath. Maybe I'll leave it back in the out position because I need to deal with rubbers and stuff. So I dealt with that area, and then I removed the shooter lane guide here and polished it up with some Quad Zero steel wool. That came out nice, and you're not going to really see under there, but that came out pretty clean too. So just a couple little fun things I wanted to show you there. And I am making some progress on the top. Like, look at this lane here. It's now so nice, actually. And then this lane I've done up to here, you can see. And I'm starting to work on the pop bumpers. You can see this one I think I'm done. Look how shiny the ring is compared to the others, and how clean the skirt is compared to the others. So they are cleaning up nicely too. A little bit in behind there. Maybe I can go get a little better around the corner, but yeah, all in all, I'm happy with how it's coming along. Okay, I think I'm basically done the playfield. Let's have a look. Cleaned up the stand-up targets a little bit more. If I missed a spot, let me know. Cleaned up the pop bumpers a little more. Did all the metal rail guides. I just wanted to get rid of all the existing black carbon as best as I could. The carbon dust everywhere. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Actually very happy. Just sad about the playfield wear, but we're gonna just have to live with it because I'm not swapping the playfield. Yeah, so next step is to clean and put the apron back on, and then populate all the general illumination lighting. And then, if it's bright enough, I may not reinstall the spotlight on each of the slingshots. But I am afraid I might need them because this area has no light whatsoever in the middle of the playfield. So I may actually need the spotlights, of which one does need a little surgery. Easy fix there, wire popped off. But they may have to go back on actually, because I removed them on Lord of the Rings and couldn't even tell the difference, and I liked it better because they were, one spotlight was obscuring the in lane just a little bit. So yeah, if they're not needed, I will remove them. So I'm going to do all the GI regular bulbs and then flashers, and then we'll turn it on and see how it looks. Alright, well, GI, oh, I forgot the flashers. GI is done. And I do have my light on overhead, and I did determine that with that light off, the center of the playfield is kind of dark, so I'm going to utilize my spotlights. I think before I go any further, I'm going to try and do some playfield touch-ups. This is going to be a challenge. So, how do I best go about this and document it? Well, I'll take a couple photos, take one last look at this, and hopefully next time you see that, it'll be not as blatantly obvious. Okay, so this is what I've done. I got a plate. It's going to be my first time really trying to color match. Well, maybe second time. And then I got my little art paint brushes. So I took the one with the smallest point here, and clear coat, just pure white acrylic, and I applied my clear coat to the wear spot. So I got a little bit there, and then where was that other little spot? How do I keep losing that spot? Oh yeah, right here. You can hardly even see it now, so there's a little clear there. I mean, primer. What did I call it? Primer? Yeah. Okay. So there, that spot there, that's already looking better, and that's just the primer there, and then this already looking better as well. That looks better than dirty wood. So I have actually some faith that this may end up looking tolerable. So on to color matching next. Okay, here is what I got myself into. What I've done so far is used white acrylic paint. Right there. There's my paint markers for black. And I touched up the white in the lightning bolt here. and then I outlined the insert and the lightning bolt in black. So there's just a little bit on the outside here that I'm gonna have to go yellow. I don't know if you can see that, but that'll work. And now I'm trying to color match here for the orange. And what I did was just find this piece of Lexan, put it right over top of the orange on the Playfield, and then kind of tried to match the colors that way. And I think I'm getting pretty close, so I'm gonna lay down some paint there and see what happens. Okay, so I put a little orange on there, and I started my blue. The blue matched pretty darn well, actually. I got lucky. I didn't even need to color match it. The blue right out of the tube was pretty damn close, so I'm happy with that. It looks like I might actually need to do another coat of blue after it dries before I move on to the black. So I might have to work on yellow next. But hacking away at it. Okay, I think I've dabbled enough with paint. I can get super meticulous sometimes, just keep trying more and more and more and more, but at one point you just gotta call it. So I'm calling it, and here are the results. So here's the shooter lane. Just a little bit of black and a little bit of orange. Can hardly see that. This little chip here, it doesn't really look all that much better, really. I just used beige, yeah. It's not the greatest in the world. Lightning bolt is tolerable. I can live with that. And then this actually turned out pretty good. The yellow is a little bit off. The fading, and you can see how it's like orange, then light orange, then yellow. This little strip of fade here, you know, like a little strip of fade here. So that was hard to replicate, but all in all, it doesn't look too bad. Drawing those thin black lines was a challenge, and I'm gonna just live with that. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not perfect, but wasn't aiming for perfect. I was aiming for darn reasonable. I think that is that. So I'll just let it dry for a bit, and then I will clear coat over the area so it doesn't chip away again. And that means that I can pretty much start populating the playfield now. So I'd say that took a good hour and a half or something. So I knew it was going to be a little bit of a challenge, but in terms of, well, I just knew it was going to take a little while. It was going to slow my playfield population process down. So this is all going to have to get super cleaned because it is dirty before it goes back on, one piece at a time. But I can probably do that in one session. I just got to do rubbers and, oh, I forgot pop bumper LEDs and rubbers and reassembly, and then get my trough welded before I can put the apron on. So I think I'm going to call it for today, but I'm pretty pleased with how things are shaping up. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.